Hello, this is a demonstration of an app that is now available in the Android market. Just search for SEC Football Guide 2010. This application gives you quick access to rosters and schedules for every team in the SEC, as well as their opponents. And viewing this information doesn't require access to the internet. I know that I've found in certain stadiums that cell phones don't have internet data access. And it's probably because a whole bunch of people are stacked up in one place and there are only a couple cell towers in the area to utilize. So one useful feature of the app is to be able to view the key roster and schedule information without access to the internet. So let's get started. This is the main screen. One of the first things you'll probably want to do is select your favorite conference team. So press the Android menu button and click Settings, and you can adjust a few things here. You can adjust the text size on the screen, small, medium, large. You can also change the color scheme. The default is to use the official colors for each team, but there are other options here. The other color schemes would probably be useful to improve visibility if the sun is really bright in the stadium. The last option is really what we're here for. You select your favorite team, and we'll do that now, and we'll click Save Settings. You'll notice a couple options were added to the screen, the main screen, for your favorite team. One is to quickly view the game schedule and team roster for your favorite team. The second option is to view the latest news about your favorite team, and we'll look at these options shortly. If we go to the top of the list, the first menu option displays a composite schedule for all 12 SEC teams. Each game is displayed using the team's color, or if it's a conference game, the home team's color is used. So selecting any of these games will display key information that you might want to view during the game, information about the conference team, as well as if there's a non-conference opponent, that information is accessible as well. So we'll roll through this, give you a feel for what's here. We'll go down to October the 2nd, and let's say that we are in Tuscaloosa for the game between Alabama and Florida. So we'll select that game. And on this one screen here, we have access to all the key information we probably want to look at while we're watching that game. Essentially all here in a tabbed interface on one screen. So we've got the roster for Alabama and for Florida. We've got the schedules for both teams, and you can click this button at the top to toggle between the two teams. The last tab is really just here for convenience. So if you're watching the game and you want to check up on other scores, either throughout the conference or throughout the nation, that one tab is really just a convenience link to a web page on the internet. Refresh button at the top if you need to use it. Let's go back to one of the roster tabs. On either tab you can do this, but on the roster tab you can sort the roster in a few different ways. So the default sort is to sort by jersey number, but if we go press menu, we'll see the other options. So for example, if you know someone's name but not their number, you can sort by their last name. Or if you want to sort by position, you can sort by position, and you'll see all the centers grouped together, the cornerbacks grouped together. You can sort of scroll through the list that way and easily look at the roster in that manner. So let's go back to the main screen. The second option, you can go directly to a specific team's schedule and roster, and for both conference teams as well as any of the non-conference opponents. I think we have a total of 58 teams loaded up, but we'll go look at a conference team. Let's look at Georgia. Direct link to the roster and the schedule, and again you can sort from here as well. You go back and look at a non-conference opponent. Let's say, just for the list, we'll go down to maybe University of Memphis. You can see the roster and the schedule for Memphis. Memphis plays Mississippi State, and they play Tennessee. But we'll also not only can click on a game and go to the information directly from here, but there are other non-SEC games where we have the rosters and schedules as well, all linked together. So, for example, Memphis at Louisville, you can go directly to that game tabbed interface because Louisville also plays, let's say, Kentucky. And that's the reason that Louisville and Memphis are put together. But this app is really geared toward conference games. So this other is just here, just happens to be here. So back to the menu. So the next option is the convenience link to your favorite team's roster and schedule. The next option is a link to a news feed with information about your favorite team. So this comes off the internet. I was in the application, looks like 54 minutes ago. This information can be refreshed every 90 minutes. So that's why this says 54 minutes. This is 54 minutes that I was last in here. But it shows you, this is an aggregation of several sites where you can get news about your favorite team. So it's not just one site, but there are multiples that can be configured here. And you can just select, and I'll go through a few of these so you can get a feel of the nature of the material that's here. But the RSS feed basically contains a summary within the application, and then if you want details, you click the bottom, it'll take you directly to the website. You can read the full story if you're interested. This information can be rich. I think that last one was not very rich. Let's try to pick another one. And this one's not very rich either, but there can be pictures and other things that are embedded in here. It just depends on what the content of the RSS feed is and how it's populated. So let's go back to the main screen. You got the same news feed for the SEC football news. So this is a news feed, and particularly on the conference, or I'm sorry, your favorite team, the news feed there, that information is configurable pretty easily. So if you have some suggestions of some sites to aggregate all together behind that link, feel free to tell me what your favorite team is and your favorite RSS link, if you will. Send me an email, and I'll consider loading it behind there along with all the others. It's an aggregation of several sites, so I can certainly look into adding yours to the mix. My email address is redblue36@gmail.com. You just send that to me. The last two links are simply for convenience. One is a link to scores. We saw that earlier. Scores of other games going on throughout the country. Simply just comes off the web. There's a refresh button at the top. The other link is national rankings. It comes off the web too. It's also just here for convenience. So rankings within conference. So there's like the ACC, for example, Big 12. Then also links at the top to the AP Top 25 Coaches Poll and the BCS, all here at the top for convenience. This project's been a lot of fun. I look forward to having lots of useful information at my fingertips this season at the stadium. Feel free to send email to me with your feedback and suggestions. Email address is redblue36@gmail.com. Thanks for your time and interest.